Okay, so apparently I'm live. Apparently I have everything set up. Uh, I guess I should start this. So if I may, if you will let me. Whoa. I see video game. I think I'll play video game. Man, I'm sounding so stupid right now, and I love it. Okay, yeah, I'm playing Metroid Zero Mission on the Wii U here, and and a good old Parrot Breath of the Wild here. Good, and I shall begin. Oh wait, wrong thing. Hold on. It's been a while since I used my Wii U. Here we go. And the game is starting now. I am quiet. Let's see if I can fix that, shall I? Dude, how is that? Am I louder? Am I still quiet? Video game is quiet too. Okay, turn myself up. Audio capture. Okay, I think yeah, I turned up the game as much as I can. Wait. No. I'm just messing with everything. Okay, good. So, let's begin the Zero Mission. I'm excited. Let's see what we got for options. Okay, I'm totally playing on Game Boy Advance. Metroid Fusion Link. What's that? Oh no. This is a Wii U, folks. Okay. Normal. Planet Zebes. I called this place home once in peaceful times, long before evil haunted the caverns below. Now I shall finally tell the tale of my first battle here. My so-called Zero Mission. Samus Aran. Okay, direction. Okay, I need to figure out the controls. This is not a Switch controller, as I've been used to. That does nothing of interest. Hold on. Okay, so as I play this game, I'm going to try to compare everything to Metroid 1 on NES. And hopefully I can get these controls down. Whoa. A is a jump. Defeat enemy of... Oh, I recognize this room. So down here... Well, yeah, down here is where a boss is. You just have to travel a bit once you get down there, but boss. Alright, this is a little different. Yeah, in the original Metroid game, this little, whatever this is, wall was not here. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. You know why? I'm gonna show you why. Because I'm getting hit. That's why. This is Metroid 1, so we go to the left. And acquire the Morph Ball. Double tap down to take ball form and gain access to narrow passageways. Nice. Okay, so maybe I was mistaken. Oh no, there had to be. Okay, I think that the wall was never there in the original, but it's a good thing they placed it there to teach players to use the Morph Ball. And what's this now? Chozo statue. Okay, so unlike Metroid 1 on the NES, this game has a map, and that's very important, being a Metroidvania. Energy restored. Let's continue. Oh, this run. Okay, so back on the Metroid 1, you had this long hallway, and you had to scale this. Can I scale this? Yes, I can. But you took massive damage from these enemies that we're seeing, being an NES game and all, and that was no fun. So I was racing my friend in Metroid 1 and seeing who could get the farthest. I won, by the way. And we were in this room many of times trying to scale this wall. And I'll say it was fun because we were competing, but if it would have drove me crazy if I was doing it on my own. Okay, I can't go there. I need a power up. I know which power up, so hopefully I can find it. I can aim straight up. So another comparison to Metroid 1 on the NES. See how Samus can crouch down? See, you can go to ball, to crouch down, to standing. In Metroid 1, so you go straight to Morph Ball without this middle phase. And this aiming that she can do, and left, can I do it? Left, right, basically aiming at an angle, that didn't exist. Glad you're enjoying it, Breath of the Wild. Have a Breath of the Wild, I should say. Ho. Morph Ball. These enemies, when you first start Metroid 1, okay, thank you for showing up Breath of the Wild. These enemies. And Metroid 1, they were basically insta-kill. Yeah, I took like, what, 10 damage? I want to say you took like 50 damage from them in Metroid 1. What do we got here? Oh, this is a long shot. Long beam. Nice. Fire long distance shots with this beam. Press L and B to fire diagonally. And I assume... Good, heal. Now, I believe if I had another power-up, I would be able to acquire something hidden here, but I don't. So yeah, this is my first time playing Zero Mission. I played Metroid 1 as I stated, but I have a friend who has played Zero Mission using only illegal means, I should say, using an iPad and all, and he did it using just a keyboard and mouse. Now I'm using a Wii U controller, so I should have not much problems controller-wise, plus I've played previous Metroid games. Oh, this lava. Did it exist? I don't know. But yeah, I should have a decent experience, in other words. Oh, this room. This room is much, much later. And the little icons, if you're familiar, you should know who these two are. But yeah, I think this lava was in Metroid 1. This is gonna be Zero Mission versus Metroid 1 in my eyes. Hello there, buddy. Okay, I can go through this door. Another Chozo statue. More of the map? No, but it's telling me to go there. Is it telling me the location of a boss? I don't think so. Now, how? I swear I could aim down. Diagonally down. Well, okay, I should explain something. I've played Metroid Fusion, which this engine is based off of. Zero Mission is Metroid 1 and Metroid Fusion's engine for the Game Boy Advance. If that makes sense to anyone. Can I check? Let me check the map. Okay, I've already been in that room. See, this is what's nice, having a map. So now I know I can go to the right, downward to the right, explore that room, instead of aimlessly wandering. I should mention also that I have a little co-host with me. His name's Luigi, and he's my little kitty cat. Just hanging out on my lap, so if you hear any twitching or anything, that'll be him. Yeah, I'm trying to play the game, and sometimes he likes to move about, which makes things a little complicated for me. Okay, let's see if I can figure out. Okay, yeah, I have to hold down. Okay. This is not Metro. Well, it's similar to Metroid Dread controls, but with having less buttons that I have to worry about, let's say. Okay, I saved. So I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream today, because I was a little tired, and maybe you can tell that I'm tired. But yeah, But then I played some Ring Fit Adventure, right? And now I'm a little bit more energized. Also, these things are good for healing you up. I believe these guys' first appearance was actually this game, well, Metroid 1, and they move 10 times faster than they do right now. But these guys were also in Super Metroid, and they were very useful in that to get health. And now we got our first missile tank, which if you remember that red door, we should be able to break that open with the missile tank. I want to say, it might be another power-up that breaks that door. Press R and B to fire. Open red, yes, like I was saying. So the R button and then B. Cool. I'm not going to do that right now because I'll just be racing a missile. Or a rocket, as my friend calls it. So it looks like I've reached a dead end. That is not a power-up I currently have. So I cannot do anything with that. But I should remember this room. I'll have a map too. So I'm gonna say this. I hope that I can live up. Hello there. Who are you? You were not in Metroid 1. I'll say that. I'm gonna try to hold my shot. And I just wasted all of them. Good going, me. That's what I get for spamming. It doesn't look like I'm doing any damage, so hopefully one of these spikes can get if I don't kill myself. Alright, was this just see how long you can survive the boss? Because it does seem like it. Okay, so like I was saying before that little mini boss survived, I'm going to try streaming once a month. Going to try, if not more. But that mini boss was not in Metroid 1. There was a total of 3 bosses in Metroid 1. Well, technically, I should say that. So this is Zero Mission's first unique boss, which I can't really call a boss, since it kind of just ran away. So I'm sure I'll find it again later on. Now it would be cool if I can complete this in one sitting, but I don't think that's gonna happen, as I assume that this is longer than Metroid 1. But we shall see, now shall we? But thank you to Paragraph for the While back there for informing me about my audio, as that is something that I constantly worry about during these live streams. Okay, these little doozits here on Samus, they don't seem to be harming me. But I kind of don't want. Okay, they left. Awesome, you gotta love the classic Metroid 1 music. Of course, a lot of people who have played, well, any of the Smash Brothers should recognize this. Oh, so what am I saying? Back when Smash 64 released, they didn't have much music from Metroid to choose from. Well, I believe, actually, what am I saying? The Super NES game, Super Metroid, was out by then, because it was in Town 64. But still, it's Metroid 1 music. Why wouldn't they play? I'm just talking circles. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Also, these little bat things are not dropping anything whatsoever. No missiles, no health, nothing. Now down here, right? That looks awfully suspicious. I don't have anything I can use to break this, but maybe later. Ooh, this thing right here I can take down, but if... What am I thinking of? Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. In later Metroid games, these would require a certain power-up to take down, but I guess... Well, we might run into some more later that require that power-up. We shall see. Also, this right here looks... Ooh, I was right, it was suspicious. Also, say sus as is popular. Second missile tank acquired. Which I should say, with this being a Metroidvania, there is a lot of power-ups to collect. Well, I should say health extensions and missiles to collect. And I'm gonna say this right now, I'm not gonna collect them all. If I somehow manage to, that would be a miracle. But since this is my first playthrough, I'm not gonna guarantee that. Maybe if I ever do a second run, either on my own or ever decide to stream, then maybe. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy my Metroid playthrough. My Zero Mission playthrough, as I should say. Now, I am aware of a second story. I'll say that... Ooh, these things are hurting me. That you unlock after you beat Metroid 1 story. They continue the story after you beat the final boss, which is obviously exclusive to Zero Mission. Oh, my friend's back. Nice. Hope we have more missiles. As I'm wasting. Try to concentrate a little bit here. If I just... See, I'm smart somewhat. This trick is used in later Metroid games too. Oh boy. Alright, so this mini boss, I'll call it, seems to be like a little checkpoint. Is there any... I did not want that. And no, I'm not going to save state. Okay, so I can backtrack to go to the save room. Or I can see what's up ahead. I think it would be for the best to try to backtrack and not die with 18 health. Wait, no, I can jump over this wall. I was gonna say that wall looks suspicious or sus or whatever. And yeah, I just didn't fill in part of the map. Go me. Or should I say Goomy? Maybe that can be my saying. Instead of go me, Goomy. Okay, save room, we're close. But you just gotta love this music. Okay, so now if I die, I'll be A-okay. Now the thing about Metroid, the Metroid series, is that you're gonna die a lot, and that's okay, because that's kind of what the game's about. Have I not gone up there? No, I have not. So let's explore right here. I'm just jumping from topic to topic. But yeah, especially in Metroid Dread, and with the Metroid Dread, the newest Metroid game, you're gonna die a lot. Because Metroid does not like to hold your hand. And I think that's okay, because not every game can be Super Mario or whatever and be easy. It's good to have these challenging games. Now, I'm all for a casual experience, but that's just me. But I'm up for a challenge every once in a while. So yeah, back in Metroid 1, all you could do to attack enemies above you was aim upwards. Like I was saying, no angle or whatever. So this is a nice benefit from Zero Mission. Or I should say the Game Boy Advance engine. Haha. Did I kill it? Yes I did, good. What is this? I don't trust these things. Trying to creep. There we go. Also, I like the little trail that Samus leads when she's jumping. It's a nice little touch. Ooh, ouch. Come on, little enemy. Give me your there we go, energy. Now, I think down here would be a power up, but unfortunately, I cannot jump this. Now, if I knew everything about this game, I could say sequence break it, which Metroid is known for a lot. I don't even think that was a actual sentence I just said, but I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, Metroid is a sequence breaking series. So if you like to do that, play the Metroid series. Now I don't see. Yeah, I cannot progress any further. And I'm gonna probably kill myself. Huzzah! Jeez. Okay, at least you gave me health. So I'm gonna save the little progress I made. It's important to save often. At least in my opinion. Took one step, gotta save. Now that's an older video. If I knew what it was called, I would say. But alas, I don't. Yee-hoo, yippee, all that fun stuff. That was a Mario 64 video. So, I guess... okay, so progress report time. It'd be nice if I can get more missiles, or recharge my missiles. Because I'm not worried about getting missiles since Metroid games like to give you a ton, but it'd be nice to have a little more as of right now. Ooh, our first energy tank. So this is what the map was telling us to get. The first energy tank. Energy capability increased. So now we can take more than. So now when that little red dot or pink dot, I don't really know. Basically, once our health drops below 99, well, that little dot will disappear and we'll go back to 99, indicating that we're using another reserve tank. But okay, a little bit of missile recharge. Can you tell that I'm not good at streaming? Because I can. Oh snap! Oh, I actually got that. Yeah, I would show off what happened that consuming an energy tank, but I don't think that's a good idea right now. But yeah, I'm gonna say that this seems very faithful to OD Metroid on NES. I'm seeing some minor differences here and there. Obviously, the map, having a map altogether, but the layout is pretty similar. So the way I played the original Metroid, let me take a look at the map. I went down to Norfair first. Oh, did I? Hold on. Where did we start? We started over here. I like how it even shows us the name of the first boss. Heh. Yeah, people should know who Kraid is if you're familiar with Metroid at all. And yeah, this is his first appearance. But yeah, I went down to Norfair first and faced that boss. And it looks like that's what we're gonna maybe be doing. Let's go take a look. Now, when I was playing Metroid 1 on NES, well, I should say the Switch Online, is I used the map that I got from the internet, which told me where everything is, including all the power-ups, which is kind of cheating, but it's an older game. But I also use save states and the rewind feature because game is challenging. It's an NES game. Heck, even on Wikipedia it says that the game's challenging. What does it say exactly? Examples of difficult games. Okay, so yeah, the game is giving us multiple paths. What's that noise? With Metroid yeah, basically Metroidvania is a giant maze. Alright, so we got the bomb. Press B in morph ball form to set. So those little walls that we saw earlier, we can now break. So a well-known trick in the Metroid franchise is bomb jumping. And if you time the bomb jumping straight right, you can obviously sequence break, as I mentioned earlier. Oh boy. And bomb jumping is like one of the easiest ways to do so, from what I gather. I believe I've done a small sequence break in Super Metroid. Nothing major using bomb jump. Okay, is this going to refill my health? Thank you, Joseph Statue. Now I know that I have 20 missiles altogether. But it looks like I'm stuck. I can't go back. Oh snap. But now I can destroy these little guys that were bugging me earlier. Huzzah! Come on. There we go. So what is this exactly? Doesn't look like, it looks like I could go up here a tiny bit. Alright, more exploration. When you're stuck. Oh, is that what I had to do? Like I was saying, when you're blocked off from making progress, you just have to explore everything. Sometimes it's a wall you have to break, like that ceiling. Or, in this case, the ceiling and killing all the enemies. I'm just rambling. I'm blah blah blah. Which I guess I'm good for. Which I did do a try my hand at YouTube videos where I did something called ReplicaXenon Rambles. Didn't last very long, but it was a good experiment for me to see how well I could do. Didn't really get much views, if any. But if someone's watching this right now and wants me to continue that, which I don't see why you would, but hey, let me know somehow. Either in a comment on one of those videos, or if I'm ever live, which hopefully at least once a month. But we'll see what happens. Okay, now this is what the map's good for. Okay, I need to go straight across. Actually, hold on. Well, I'm still gonna go straight across. But, I'm gonna point something out. Now, I cannot jump up here, correct? This, my jump does not get me high enough. But, if I bomb jump just right, I can sequence break. I can sequence break all the way up here. It's not an easy thing to pull off. I'm gonna try. Now, if I was super good at this, I could do it very easily. But I'll give it a few attempts. Oop! Huzzah! Yeah, I'm not supposed to be up here. I could bomb jump even more to go up higher, but that does not sound fun based off of how high this rim appears to be. So yeah, I know I'm being a tutorial right now, and I don't think anyone's watching. But, hey, it gives me something to talk about. And hopefully... Well, I'm enjoying talking to myself. Oh yeah, right, before I get distracted, I forgot I had to go to the left, down here. So yeah, like I was saying, it'd be cool if I can complete this all in one sitting, or at least the Metroid 1 portion. But my main focus is getting to the first boss. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time! This game's winner is Samus. I probably annoyed someone. I don't know. Now can I? Yes I can. I can Metroid, guys. Now, back in the original Metroid one, if you fell down one of these rooms, you would have, and there was not a lot of platforms to help you get up, you were kind of stuck unless you were really good at wall jumping or very good at timing your jumps, which that game did not show any mercy, I'll tell you that. What the heck? Ooh, we gotta... Huzzah. So, my friend that played this game using iPads, we'll say, he had to hold down a one of the keyboard buttons and the mouse button, I'm pretty sure, to shoot a missile, which was hard for him, which I can imagine not being easy. But hey, he managed to do it. Alright, so we got a little bit of the Norfair map. So, back to what I was saying. I may have locked myself out with something right here. Oh wait, no. So with Metroid 1, I used a map, an online map, and I acquired every item I possibly could, or every power-up I possibly could, before facing my first boss I could possibly face. Which, still, the bosses still gave me a hard time, but that was fun. That made the bosses a bit more fun. And the second boss I fought still gave me a hard time, so I don't know what that tells you. That's a Metroid game. Metroid games don't always hold your hand. Well, in the beginning they tend to. But after a while, kid gloves are off. But, oh, maybe that was the noise I heard earlier. What sounded like a robot with those little bugs. The little bugs that like an install. Man, I'm so awkward. But now we should be able to go down. Can we go? Yes, we can. Oh, it was this room. Yeah. So if you go down this room, these blocks were not placed properly, as from what I recall, and you had to do some funky jumps to get back up. And right here, the game is telling you, hey, you got a bomb jump. And I cannot do it that way. Go me. Okay. Let's try. Well, I did it correctly twice, and then I messed up by setting up. Ooh, okay. I can do this. Now, if I come back here later on in the game, this power-up will be easier to collect. But I'm gonna try. Gonna try my darnest. Also, let's get a little closer to. There we go. Ah, Samus, why? Maybe if I use the D-pad, that might be easier instead of the control stick. As hey, this game was originally on Game Boy Advance and did not have a control stick. That's a D-pad. Gonna be a little quiet here. This is just a mess of bombs. Samus, what happened? I was not touching the control stick as far as I could tell, or the D-pad. And she just was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the left slightly. Joy-Con drift on the Wii U? More likely than you said no. I'm just teasing. Haha. The Wii U was a good console, despite no one owning it. Also, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Yeah, I think the goal is to do space out your bombs. Don't just mash it like I've been doing. Well, mash it a little. Oh, that was a comment. I was too far to. Yeah, I was too close to the wall, and Samus hit the side of the wall. Had to go to the left slightly. Also, this must be very boring to watch, but I don't care. I'm gonna power through this. Also, time my bombs. Where's the bomb? Oh snap! I was a little slow there. So I'm gonna talk about what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to open this with the bomb jumps, and then do that. Go figure. That's what I just had to talk about it. Question: what if I? Okay, this seems to be nothing. Okay, so that was our first challenge of the game, I'll say. And it wasn't really that hard. Okay, let's wait for this to spawn back. And let's be on our way, shall we? Nice if there's a save point yet. Yes, there is. Because I really don't feel like doing that again. Because that was a little bit of a pain. You know, all I had to do was space out my bomb chunks. So yeah, this game controls fairly decent, I'll say. But, not as good as Metroid Dread. That game perfects the formula that has had decades or whatever of progress in Metroid, yeah. Even though there was a break between this game and okay, so there was a bit of a hiatus, basically that's what I'm trying to say in the Metroid series. Like after this game released, there wasn't a game until Metroid Other M, I'm afraid to say, and a lot of people didn't care for that. Snap. Concentration. Is it going away? Yes, it is. I feel like if this mini boss here were to fight me, if this was the actual fight where I killed it, I feel like I could take it down after, say, a bunch of attempts. But hey, little progress is progress. Also, I should fill up on health. Also, notice that these guys don't respawn until you collect their power, which is nice. So I believe in the original Metroid, they did not, they kept, I think they, well no, okay, I recall it now. They acted just like this, where they did not respond until you collected their power. I was thinking of rooms where there was a lot of them, and it was annoying since they moved very fast. So now we head to Norfair. I could farm missiles, but I'm not worried. So yeah, we go into Norfair, and as we go to Norfair, we are being watched. Interesting. Obviously, being on the NES, being the NES game, the original did not have cutscenes, so they did not choose that. What kind of power up we don't have? Let's see. This is a save room. Okay. So, the Metroid games I have played so far are Metroid on NES, Metroid on the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Color Metroid, which is Samus, the Return of Samus. That's it. I played that on 3DS. I played Super Metroid and Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and then. Can I make this jump? Not really, but I'm here. Ooh, that's a power up for later. Yeah, Metroid Fusion, and then Dread. So I played all the 2D games, except for the 2 remakes, being this game, and Samus Returns on 3DS. And my goal is to play all the 2D Metroids. So we'll see how that goes. Now, obviously with Samus Returns being on 3DS, I cannot stream that whatsoever. I do not have any 3DS capture card. So as cool as that would be, it's not the same. Also, these are these faster ones I was talking about, I'm pretty sure. But they do not seem all that fast. I think these guys just take an extra hit. But they were like 5 frames a second or something stupid like that in the original. Samus, thank you. Yeah, let's get some health back. So yeah, I was kind of rambling. So I'm gonna repeat what I was saying. I played Metroid NES, Metroid Samus Returns, Metroid 2 Samus Returns, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Dread. And now this game. And I'm planning on playing all the 2D ones. Maybe I'll try again to the 3D ones. I don't know. We'll see if there's a rumor of the trilogy going to be releasing on Switch. We'll see if that actually happens, or the Metroid Prime reboot on Switch. If that happens, I might check out the 3D Metroids, since I really enjoy the Metroid series. But not all the 3D Metroids are great. These things are freaking me out. So, I'm not sure if they want me to bomb jump to get this, or they want me to return later on. But it's definitely doable, so might as well try secrets breaking. If that is not what they intend. Blah blah blah. yeah, this is a little tricky with the wall bringing you down as soon as you reach the top. So I gotta time it just right. I feel like if I mess with this enough, I could get like the pixel perfect and nah, not that. But probably not at the same time. Hoo yeah! I can Metroid. Alright, yeah. There's nothing here. Dang, 30 missiles. Or missiles. Kind of fitting that, well, I'm going this way, since this is what I did with Metroid 1 on NES. But also that they let you go this way. They don't make it linear, and that's what's nice. Okay, so I can... Let's check the map. Yeah, if I go back up, I can go to Brinstar. Somewhere in Brinstar. Which is probably what the game wants me to do. But I'm gonna keep exploring. Remember how I said I wasn't probably gonna sequence break? Well, I might actually just be doing that right now. But no, I should go up. Try to find a safe point. Oh dang, I just realized something. I was going to say Poggers once I got that missile back. The first bomb jump missile, but I never did. Oh well. Let's explore. And maybe go back in that room. Alright, so water. Something that was not in Metroid 1. Big surprise. Hounds? Well, they probably could find a way. They probably could have found a way to make water a hazard, or well, maybe not a hazard, but yeah. I don't know. It probably would have been tricky. Back on the NES. Alright, so I want to try to find a save room. Also, this room right here, I think is completely new, I want to say. Wait, what did that say? Criteria. I don't recall Criteria being in Metroid 1, but what do I know? I only played that game once, and yeah. I'm just saying what I've been saying. So the good news is I'm still live. I'm still live on Twitch. Ooh, Shoujo. Yeah, this was definitely not in Metroid NES. What are those comparisons? Okay, I cannot do anything with these. But unknown item. What is this? Metroid Dread? Endless inconclusive. Item incompatible with current suit. So this confirms two things. One, I'm kind of doing things in not the correct order, which is the Metroid way. And two, this is gonna be another suit. Yeah, the suit that we have now is not our main focus. I don't even know what I'm saying. Let's be honest. Oh no, I'm stuck. Whatever shall I do? No, I think I can somehow make it. Can I? I had to bomb some. Shoot everything. Huzzah! And bomb everything too. I soft locked the game, guys. Oh no. No. There has to be. Can I? No. I thought I could get through the. I thought that I could get through here somehow, but no. Do I have to somehow bomb jump back? I think that would be a little dumb, but who knows? All I know is I'm apparently not supposed to be here right now. Oh wait, that does not seem. Power up that I don't have. I feel like an idiot. So apparently attacking these blocks from the side destroys them. Which is why I cannot destroy that one, because I'm not attacking from the side. Okay, I see you, game. Moving along, what's over here? Maybe it's a suit I need. That'll be something. Ooh, that jumper is a little tight. Tight space, I should say. No, it was radical, man. That was totally an awesome jump, yo. This looks interesting right here. That's nothing. If only I had a way to make traversing this water easier. Nah, there's no way that they would give us a suit or something. Nah. Ooh, what's this? Secrets, yo! That sounds so lame. You know, I'm gonna say this. It's kind of interesting how I'm talking to myself, and I'm kind of used to it. It just dawned on me that I'm talking to myself, or I have been talking to myself. Kind of crazy. Now if I go, oh no. I'm gonna try and make it over there. I don't know what's over there, but I think it's doable. And I'm gonna do it using the D-pad. Okay, I think this might be as far as I can go. Unless... let me try something. No, I cannot do that. Well, it was fun exploring the water while I could. But dang, no save. What? Actually, I didn't check over here. Okay, that's for later. Out. Alright, nothing I can do here. Okay, so what is blub blub? Is there anything here? No. No. No fear. It does not get remixed a lot from what I can tell personally. Which is interesting. Considering the boss. I'm not gonna say who the boss is, but the boss. Huh, actually, it looks like the game trapped me. That's actually interesting. So I do have to bomb jump. The game has been teaching us all this time that we need a bomb jump. Later on, we should be able to kill those guys, these things. That go back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, it looks like I'm locked into this area here. Oh, I recognize this room. I'm pretty sure I do, at least. I feel like I'm taking the hard path. Missile tank acquired. I don't think I said that, but yeah, so it looks like I need to destroy a wall or something to backtrack. So let's backtrack. I don't think that was the room I was thinking of. But there is an annoying room with these little purple fire guys. Excuse me, I'm back to load. Put the blub. Space out the bombs. I'll try to. I need to get a bit high. Let's go back. Sequence breaking. Ah, that hurts. That hurts. Can I? No. I can, but it's a little hard to do. But I can wall jump. I forget that was a feature. Actually, let me get back up here. wall jumping was not in any NES Metroid. It's so easy to wall jump in. What is it? Metroid Dread? Yeah, that's the game. Let me see if I can practice. Oh boy, this is what I get for experimenting with sequence break. It's so nice to be able to duck. No, Samus! Ouch. Not a smart move. Not at all. It might be a smart idea just to die. Hopefully that won't come to it, but yeah. Yikes, 7 health. Hold on, I can use these guys to get more. My cat is moving about in my lap and it's distracting. Trying to get comfortable. Well, fine then. I see how it is. Run away from me. Try to get back up to 99. Oh, what am I going to say? I'm going to get back up to 99. 81, 86, 99. Okay. I don't think the missiles would do anything spectacular or whatever. Is there anything? No. Actually, I believe you can destroy not these purple guys, but the lesser ones with a missile. Yeah, that click noise that you hear, that's Samus wall jumping. It seems like a pain to do. Well, it is a pain to do. It might just be easier to bomb jump. Bomb jump ahoy. So, I'm going to try to stream all of this game. Maybe not in one sitting, but I'm going to try to. Hello there, friend. Please leave me alone. Actually, I don't think I want to say that. Because things can change. But let it be known that I want to play as much of this game as I can on stream. But it looks like I can stand on that part to the right a little bit, where the wall is outwards. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's try this. 1, 2. Die. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1. I'm saying 1, 2, but I'm not doing it in rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, that was kind of working, but I messed up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I say to myself. Yes. And this, like, now it should be easier. That's how you do it, folks. It's the, it's timing. If you mash it, you won't get very far. So back to this room. So I could get back up there. But not this way. I wonder, does the game want me to die you? Does the game actually want me to go up here and explore? It looked like it was dead end, but maybe not. Criteria, do you have more than meets the eye? Well, if I can get that, then that'll be useful. Try going back into that social area. What am I doing? Nothing. So yeah, nothing much to talk about at the moment. Sorry to say. Oh, I can bomb those, interesting. Don't know why I never didn't try that the first time I was here. Jump. Okay. Can I maybe... That's not... Maybe this was a bad idea, getting this right now. Do they want me to wall jump out here? I'm not good at that. Okay. I cannot jump and... Wait. Well, that's a... well, I destroyed that wall without realizing it. Okay, back to being here. wait. Go up here. Alright, so this is where the game wants me to be for some reason. But it looks like something important. That looks like a boss. What's interesting. Looks like we're gonna have our first boss. Anyone excited? It's what I wanted to do. A boss, yeah. So this looks completely original to this game. What was this arm here? Okay, that's just nothing. Alright, a little maze. Actually, I don't think I've saved in a while, so... Not that I really had much of a chance to. Okay, I think I can trick shot that. Or whatever. Just hold to the left. The power grip. The power grip was not in Metroid 1. Grab and hang from ledges and counters. Alright, so... I believe this was just something Samus could do naturally in Fusion, Metroid Fusion. So it's interesting how that's a power up in this game. But I want to go up here. That doesn't look like we can. Alright, so yeah, this to make traversing places a little more simpler. But yeah, I believe this power grip, as the game calls it, was not introduced until, I want to say Fusion? It could have been in Super Metroid, but I don't recall it being in that game. Okay, so maybe that... I thought this was a boss room, but apparently not. It was just a Chozo's giving us an item. Thanks, Chozo's. Now, if you know the Metroid lore, you know why the Chozos are helping. But I'm not gonna say anything. But a lot of Metroid lore is told through a prequel manga, which is interesting because there's some things you would want to know of how Samus got a start, which apparently is only in that. Hello there. It's Samus' ship. Samus' ship was actually not a location you could access in Metroid NES. This is quite interesting, actually. Thank you for allowing me to save. If I died back there, that would have not been fun. There would have been a lot of backtracking I would have to do. So I think the goal for these streams is, we'll see if it will actually be possible, but one boss per stream. But the final boss should be directly after. You should be able to fight directly after the second boss, but according to the first game logic, but we'll see. Oh, I think that I have to go down here, but I want to see if I can progress this way now that I got the grapple that I can latch onto things now. Yes, I can. So the thing about this game, Zero Mission, it has only ever been re-released once on the Wii U of all things. The console that never sold well. So if you don't own a Game Boy Advance or a Wii U, you're kind of out of luck unless you put on a pirate iPad and sail the 7 seas. These things take a lot to take down, a lot of ammo. Okay, so that was kind of useless, but now we know it's there. Die, fishies! You don't belong in this world, even though this is your natural environment. Gotta know when to go. That's a line from a completely different game series. Don't ask me why I just said that. Because I honestly don't even know. Get some help, hopefully. There we go. Meanie. So the game capture from my how I'm streaming this is through Streamlabs, and it seems to be capturing the footage 1-to-1. Now, of course, on Twitch itself, it's probably a few second delay, but it's interesting to note. Also, you can this is cool. When you latch onto a ledge, you can aim in a few directions. I would love to say thank you, game. Now, can I do anything over here? Looks like it. I want to say these things. What are these things? They remind me of something in Metroid Dread, but I don't know. down here? Actually, what's up here besides you? Whoa, comboed. Can I break these? Yes, I can. But something tells me I don't want to go into lava. I don't know what could be telling me that. Ooh, a missile. Can I get that? Well, there's a will, there's a way. Actually, if I bomb, that would be good. If I could wall jump, if I knew how to properly wall jump, I could possibly get up there. But other than that, I don't think there's a way. Other than sequence breaking or wall jumping. So I believe we are close to our first boss. This looks tricky. Samus! Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, Samus cannot grab on. I smart. I do things good. That is a heat room. Stay in there long enough and you'll die. Oh, he didn't. I don't even know what I'm talking about. If my memory serves me right, and it might, I think there's something hidden around here. Obviously not go through there. Does it? No, because it doesn't allow me to latch onto those. Alright. Anything cool over here? No? Hello. Goodbye. Oh, wait. No. So, this item here that we need to go down here was not in the original. Yeah, it wasn't. References to the classic game. I gotta be careful. Now, I don't want to jinx anything, but I haven't got a game over once. And in Metroid NES, back when I was in the base with my friend, we got game overs very often. Like, I would say at least every 10 minutes, if not sooner. Well, in the early game, it was probably 5 minutes. Well, we got a lot of missiles. Let's see. Good going. Okay, this cannot be broken. Let's check the map. So the game is not allowing us, as far as I can tell, to head back to Brinstar. Actually, I forgot about the save room. I might get game over trying something, but we're gonna see. But first, I'm gonna stock up on health. And missiles apparently too. Give me more health, please. There you go. Because that room there didn't look like I could grab onto the wall. Maybe I can. I'm gonna experiment. Once I get get max health again. $84. See ya, buddy. What's interesting in this game is that when Samus fires, she turns red for, yeah. I don't know if that to say she's getting heated firing her ammo. I don't know. Because this is the basic suit we're using, as shown earlier. And this suit is obviously not the best suit. We can't acquire it. So, what I'm trying to say is, words. Oh, I can grab on. What am I trying to say exactly? With a better suit, Samus may not take as much heat from her shots that she's firing. I don't know how to talk. No one ever taught me how to talk. That's not entirely true. But, yeah. Stuff for later. Alright, so we do have to finagle our way to that room up here. Just grab on. I don't know why you weren't doing that earlier, Samus. Okay, I'm nervous about these flame guys. I got an idea. That did nothing. I thought I could break this. Apparently not. Snap. No. Almost 2 hours in. Well, from what I can see, 1 hour and 40 minutes in, and we got our first game over. And the save point's not that far away either. I think we're in good hands. Well, I'm doing pretty good. Now, I might get another game over doing the exact same thing, because this is a little tricky, but at least we're making good progress, and I know what I'm doing. Also, this thing's super weird. I'm just gonna point that out. This thing that's doing what looks to be bombs. Oh, so I guess some of these can be breakable. This flooring can be breakable, and some can't. Basically, what I'm finding out right here and now. That's what I had to do at first. Okay. Die, fire. You don't belong. Actually, this is a fire area. What am I saying? Who cares about power-ups? I could really just ignore that, but that would be dumb. The Ice Beam. The iconic Metroid item. Now, we got the Ice Beam. I don't think... Yes, I don't think. That's why I sound stupid. No, the Ice Beam. What am I saying? First... This is our first beam power-up. Let's go onto the screen. No, the long beam was our first beam power-up. In the original Metroid on the NES, you could only carry one beam at a time. So you had to switch between... So, let's say you picked up the long beam, then you picked up the Ice Beam, as we're doing right now. The long beam would go away, and you would have... And you could not make long shots across the room. So, yeah. I don't know. That was fun to deal with. Anyway, back to this game. This beam can freeze enemies in its place. You can safely stand on frozen enemies. Now, heal me. Weapons and anti fully recharged. Okay. What, oh. I'm gonna say this boldly. I'm not the best commentator. But hey, I have stuff to say. I'm not really unique in any way. But I have fun playing these games and talking to myself. And if someone's watching or chatting, whatever, that's cool. Also, I'm gonna point out, we could go back to Brimstock now that we can freeze these guys. Yeah, let's go over here. I think this is a power-up or something. And we get a map, maybe? It's just guiding us to where we have to go. Now we go down there. Okay. I think we could go down here earlier, but there's probably not a lot we could do without the Ice Beam. But now that we have the Ice Beam, we can go to where this crate guy is. As we head ourselves. Did I give myself? No, I did not give myself enough jumping room. Sweet! Platforming. Polygon. Whoa. So, hold on. Okay, you see how there's a circle when Samus frees in and out. That means there's something hidden here. An item that you can get, like a missile or anti-tank. So, somewhere in this room, I don't know where. Maybe here. Aha! I knew you were kind of out of place there, buddy. We got a hidden missile tank. Thank you, game. Samus, Goose. Attack. Thank you. So I like how we're supposed to be going back to Brinstar. Yet we're just doing all this. Yeah, we're back to the heat rim. Okay. Alright, now we can backtrack to Brinstar after getting those missiles. Actually, let's not go this way. So, interesting. Now when Samus shoots the ice beam, she turns blue for a sec. That's probably she's getting cold shooting the beam. That's what they call beams. Okay, let's save again. So yeah, I guess we get to this trade and then hopefully beat him, and then I guess that'll be it for this stream. Okay, I need to piece these guys apart. There we go. I'm sorry, that's funny. Man, thank you, game. Trolling me. A little pinwheel. I wonder what that's for. Something later. I know what that is. And no, Samus does not get a pinwheel power up. As cool as that would be. Back to the iconic Metroid music. Is it using down here? No. I'm just hurting myself. What about down here? No. 50, 70, 90. Yeah, even though it was 91, 51. I don't care. Now, a joke my friend and I like to make is that Metroid NES is the best Metroid game, hands down. So, in reality, this remake is 100 times better than Metroid NES. But I mean, if you like Metroid NES, I'm not gonna flack you for it. Flack? Is that a good word to use? I don't know. I'm not going to criticize you for liking Metroid 1. Maybe you just like it because it's harder than this game in like a bunch of ways because it's not as handholdy. But hey, your taste over your taste. But I know a lot of people, from what I've heard about this game, prefer this to Metroid NES. Okay, well you stop. Okay, save him. That'll be useful. Now the question is, can we go back up to the top there and explore over here? I guess there's only one way to find out. Tune in next. No. We're gonna find out as soon as we get there. Is you missing, but not really because he has a missing. And I'm singing out of sync with the music somewhat. Because why not? I'm not really good at some. Well, in my honest opinion, I can sing decently. Nothing amazing, but decently if I really try. Oh, that's the solution, just bomb jumping. Wow. I remember this room, yes. This, I guess, yeah, this is the iconic room in Metroid 1. Up here. Okay. Don't hurt me. Okay, yeah. Now we're up here and we'll wait for the blocks to respawn. Lane. Wait, what? There has to be a purpose to this up here. I don't know what, but yeah. A save room. More missiles. But we can keep going forward. I want to point out that this, where we are now, this long room, it's quite a hassle to get through in Metroid NES. Like, imagine taking like, I don't know, maybe 20, 50% damage from like every enemy and only having 99 health. Yeah, that's a pain. But I believe somewhere in this top portion that I'm in right now, there's a secret if we aim up at the ceiling. From what I recall. Hello there. Samus, don't have your foot stuck there. That doesn't seem like fun. Yeah, having a foot in lava. Okay, this looks like something for later. Unless... yeah, it's something for later. We cannot go this way. We have to go around somehow. Now I remember. We cannot. We can freeze those guys, yeah. Because earlier we cannot jump. We could not jump that high. Ouch. Okay, yeah, that's where we got the missile. Okay, so I don't think we can, even if there is something hidden up here, I don't think with our current powers we could, actually, hold on. Yeah, we would have to missile to figure out if there's something hidden. I guess we'll save that, we get that 5 missile pack. Aha! I knew I wasn't crazy. Game. That was a fail. Jump up, superstar. You're the one who takes me this. No, this is not Mario. Okay, be very careful. Or maybe I cannot get there whatsoever. Huzzah! Yeah, this room's for much later. I believe in Metroid NES. Well, this room is also for later, but I believe you can get something if you know where this is. Don't quote me on that. I'm no original Metroid expert by any means. But because we uncovered this little block, this little green area, we'll know for later on. But let's try to see if we can reach that gray area. Don't hurt me. You're so mean. Oh my gosh. Imagine if Samus was like that. She would not be as well praised as she is now. I'm just gonna say that. Don't hurt me, enemies! I'm so sorry to everyone for that. You know what I just realized? Okay, so in Metroid Dread, you do not, instead of having the morph ball right away, you have a little slide technique where you can slide between stuff. And just realizing that's not in this game, so I'm kind of missing it. But that's what you get for playing the newest game before playing games and not the order that they release. That's what I'm trying to say. $58 health. Oh yeah, that's where we got the power up. The missiles. There you go. Here we go again. I'm learning how to waste missiles. I'm also slow at aiming. I think this mini boss is slowly getting weaker and weaker every time you find it. Which could be what the developers of Zero Mission intended. Who knows? Yeah, I felt a lot playing Metroid NES, like I did just now. Good times. Okay, so I think using this little guy. Actually, no. I could possibly bomb jump up to him when he's frozen, but no. Or this thing could be a C, or could not have a gender at all. Why am I assuming that it's a he? How dare I? I would save in that room, but I don't see a point. I don't think I'm gonna die. Hopefully I don't. Okay, let's actually go to where we're supposed to now. But yeah, the same as Metroid games is not entirely long. So I might be able to finish the Metroid 1 portion of this game within, like, let's say 2 or 3 streams, if everything goes smoothly. I mean, I've been going for like 2 hours now, so... Which is another thing about this game. The faster you complete this game, the better of the reward you'll get for completion. Which I'm not going to spoil what that means exactly, but... This game encourages speed running and getting the most items you possibly can acquire to get the best endings. Criteria have not gone over there. That's another option for us. As well as freezing you. Hey buddy, watch where you're going. Secrets? Secrets. Not really secret, but... doesn't appear to be anything quite. Ooh, what's down here? Even more missiles. I want to see. Let me see status. By long distance. Okay, they're gonna tell us about all this. We have 199 wait, no, that's health. I'm sorry, 199 energy. My mistake. But we have 60. We have 60 missiles. I was gonna say we have 199 missiles already, but no. I believe, and if we were to go to the back to the start screen of this game, could figure out what percent of the game we have complete, because it's not telling us on this screen. A little disappointing. Actually, what happens if I press? Oh, it shows everywhere you can possibly be. Huh. I like how the area is just called Crade, which I believe it's actually just called Lord Brainstar. I don't know. Anyway, we cannot get that power up that's right there, but that would be useful. And actually, I don't think that power up was in the original game whatsoever, NES game. Quick little recharge. And we get her. Fantastic. But we get maxed out fast. Oh boy. There's something hidden in this room. I believe I know where it is. Or the approximate area. Yes, right there. We cannot access that anti-tank right now. Well, actually, we can. We just have to do a little sequence break-in. Okay, let me try the 1-2 trick. Also, I like how it's not going away. Like the wall's not going back to how it was. I know in some Metroid games it does that. Anyway, I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit. Now that can be acquired later on with more abilities and power-ups and all of that. But bomb jumping, poggers. I remembered it. I'm a streamer. And this is why no one watches me. Well, except for my friends, but that's besides the point. Can we go to Criteria? That's my question. Maybe if we bomb jump. So for one thing, they may bomb something harder by putting this here, this secret here. Actually, I think there's an elevator here that's going to be here later on. Actually, I think we need to get the power up that is shown right there in order to get the elevator, most likely. So, nothing we can do besides go to where we're supposed to go and not mess around. Let's just be honest, it's trade. Like the game's been telling us on the map. That's a boss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to ruin the surprise. Trade. Yeah, this is Brinshaw Depths. That music though. Ah, so good. Let's go back. I want to save first. Such iconic music for the first Metroid game. Actually, I know I said we were gonna fight Trade down there, but I might end the stream soon, just because it's getting closer to dinner time. But we shall see. I'm having fun, and I might stream this game again soon. We'll see. Now these rooms here, these are basically insta-kill in Metroid NES was basically no health extensions. So yeah, as I'm recording this, I might stream more of this next Thursday, or heck, even this upcoming weekend. I don't know yet. I cannot go that way. What a shame. Actually, is this the right thing? Okay, that is cool. I'm jumping for the win. Actually, I could always also stream on Saturday too. I mean Sunday. So either sometime this weekend or next Thursday. We'll see what happens. Can we do this again? Let me see what's here first. No. Awesome. Them angles. Alright, so we just go up. We're growing up so fast. this wall, this ceiling, I should say. Hold on. I don't think we can do anything, but yeah, I think this is for later. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, we could just do that. Fall. Secrets galore. Okay, that's cool. Let's save them. Go a little longer. I'll keep exploring. And probably stop around 6 my time. Hello? Ooh. Mid-boss. Oh, I see your weakness. I'll be fast. There is no escape. Come on. I got an idea. Nope. This is probably where our journey's gonna end for today. Well, I said this is a mini boss, and I didn't want to make it to a boss. And we did just save up there. I don't like how it just drops you. We did. Cat. Okay, my cat did that. I want to watch that. Hold on. It eliminate all Metroid organisms on planet Zebes, and defeat the mechanical life form, Mother Brain. So the thing we saw earlier. So not quite a zero mission, as we do have a mission. But yeah, this is our goal, to defeat Mother Brain and eliminate all the Metroids. And hopefully we'll get a little closer to that next time. It does not show us our overall percentage. But according to in-game time, we've been playing for a little over an hour, which is accurate to the Twitch stream, which I did start off with beginning of the stream, my little intro that I had, but whatever. So yeah. Thank you for watching. It's been real. And until next time, hopefully more Metroid, and hopefully I'll be able to beat that mid-boss. Peace.